The weekend is here and rest is near. It's a Friday morning, Plus Sports and Plus TV Africa. My name is Wale Scott. Welcome on the show. I have a guest on the show via Zoom, Shayo Gutoye. Shayo, good morning. Good morning, Shayo.
Beautiful morning to you, Wale Scott.
Good morning. Shayo, on a lighter note, before I go to my stories proper, Toby, a colleague, just filled me in on something a few minutes ago. Do you realize that Paris Saint-Germain have 12 goalkeepers? 12. I can call their names for you. Who does that?
Honestly, I don't know how they want to do next season, because how do you have 12 goalkeepers in a particular team? That is actually, it's massive. And well, among the 12 goalkeepers, they have about 3 or 4 standard goalkeepers there, which can break into decent sides in Europe. So it remains to be seen. They have Sergio Rico, they have Keylor Navas, and they just got the services of Gianluigi Donnarumma.
They've also got Marcin Bolka, they've got Alphonse Areola, they've got Dennis Franchi, they've got Sergio Rico, they just bought Gianluigi Gigi Donnarumma, they've got Letelier, they've got Lawali, they've got Keylor Navas. Altogether, they have like 12 players. Massive. Too much money talking. I don't know.
Yes, and some of those names you mentioned actually are going on loan, but the big names would remain behind and fight for shirts. But I think they cannot bring in Gianluigi Donnarumma to sit on the bench. So maybe Keylor Navas and then Sergio Rico would possibly settle for second spot. That's where I see it.
Okay, now Victor Osimhen will likely miss Napoli's second leg clash against Juventus and 4 other league games next season. The fixtures for next season's Serie A were released, with the opening round pitting Napoli against Venezia, which will see Osimhen take on Tyrone Ebohi. Luciano Spalletti's first real test as Napoli's coach is on the 3rd match day, which will see Gli Azzurri welcome the throne champions Juventus to the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. While Osimhen will be available for the match, he will miss the return leg on January 6th, as is expected to be included in Nigeria's squad for the next year's African Cup of Nations. In Cameroon now, Osimhen has become an integral part for Napoli, no doubt. And of course, Luciano Spalletti is a new coach with Napoli, and he will not have Osimhen all through the African Nations Cup period. That's a problem for the Italian coach.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Napoli they are actually sweating on Victor Osimhen's fitness now, because judging from the fact that he's not going to be fit for the second match of the season against Juventus. And this is not the kind of game you want to miss one of your good players. He's a decent player. He also had injury problems last season. He played a couple of games, and then, injuries ruled him out for quite some time. So I think Osimhen is going to be a big miss. Luciano Spalletti will be scratching his head right now, because he might be lost of ideas on how to, tackle Juventus, who are like wounded lions. And also he's going to miss Osimhen for the Nations Cup for Nigeria's campaign. So it's going to be a massive miss, just like a big team missing your top striker. It's a massive miss for them.
Okay, let's look at basketball, female basketball now, the Tigress. Now, Nneka Ogwumike and Elizabeth Williams have been notified by FIBA that their petitions to play for Nigeria in the upcoming Olympics were denied because they played for the US for too long. Nigerian Federation has already filed an appeal to FIBA, and both players are looking into taking the denials to the Court of Arbitration in Sports. Ogwumike and Williams have been given consent by USA Basketball to play for Nigeria. Usually players that compete for the US in major FIBA events after they turn 17 are not allowed to start playing for another country. FIBA's regulations do allow the organization's Secretary General to authorize a player to compete for their country of origin if it will help grow basketball in their country. Now, Ogwumike and Williams want to play for Nigeria, but FIBA says they have played for the country for too long, for US, so they can't play for Nigeria, and we need them These are very good basketballers who have played for the US team for a long time. We need them. Why is FIBA doing this to us?
Well, this goes to show that FIBA actually are confused. They don't know what they are actually saying or what they are doing, because they are actually going against their own mandate. The mandate is to develop or to grow basketball in all over the globe. And if you are saying now that Williams and the other lady cannot represent Nigeria for these Olympics, then you are going against what you've earlier said. United States, they are the biggest name when it comes to basketball, and they are number one ranked. And, they don't need too much gallery of players because they already are star-studded. And Nigeria now, we're not even in the top 10 FIBA basketball ranking. So it's surprising why they're actually going against this. The players have shown interest. They want to play for the female national team of Nigeria in terms of basketball, but they're not allowing it. And I think that the way to go now is let them actually go to the Court of Arbitration for Sports. Maybe they can be granted the chance of donning the green jersey for Nigeria.
If these girls do not play for Nigeria, I think we have a standard team as it is now. And if they don't play for Nigeria, will this affect us? Will it be a minus or a plus for us, really?
Well, yes, we have a standard team. We are in the Olympics already, not because we actually were there by birthright. We qualified for it. Yes, we have a standard team, but can that team stand the test of time? Can that team wage war against the likes of United States, the likes of Argentina? The answer is no. So we need as much as possible good players to fill in the gaps and make the selection much more thicker and tougher for the opponents, because as it stands now, Nigeria can just manage to qualify from that group there and maybe into the next round, and after that we might be edged out. So we need the best of the best to represent us.
Shayo, later on the show we're going to go into transfers. Toby's working on that for me now. But 8-time Olympic gold medalist Usain Bolt said he hopes American sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson can refocus and get back on track as she completes a 1-month ban following a positive test for cannabis. Bolt, however, said athletes needed to compete within the rules. Rules are rules.
For me, I've explained to people, because a lot of people have come up to me and asked me about this, and I've always explained to people that the rules are the rules. I've been saying this throughout my years when it comes to drugs. I have nothing to say about the rules are the rules, you understand? If they say if you do this and this is the rule, that is the rule, you understand? So for me, hopefully she can learn from this and just push on. I know that she has gone through a lot, you understand? But I hope she can refocus and just push on and do her best, because she's like a really talented athlete.
Now, Shayo, Usain Bolt says that Charles, they call her, will learn from this, and rules are rules. If you are safe, if they say if you smoke this and we catch you, you get into trouble. So, what do you think about athletes who get involved in this? She said it was a night of partying, and she only had a few puffs, as she says. But the rules are rules, as Usain Bolt says.
Yes, I want to agree with what Usain Bolt has said here. Rules are the rules. You cannot eat your cake and still have it. If you have failed a doping test, then whatever must have flagged you for failing that doping test shows that you have violated the law. And like he has said, rules is the rules. You must face the penalty of the law. So I think, like he said, you will learn from this and then possibly become a better person, a better sport person, and a better athlete in the future.
Well, now, Stefanos Tsitsipas returned to his best form on clay courts of Hamburg after beating Dominic Kiefer in straight sets. Tsitsipas, who suffered the first round exit at Wimbledon at the hands of Francis Tiafoe, was victorious in Germany with a 7-6, 6-3 win. The Greek, who has been dominant on clay this season, which has included winning in Monte Carlo, reaching the French Open final, will face Filip Krajinovic next. Now, Shayo, obviously, Rafael Nadal is proving to be a little bit getting slower and getting tired. Stefanos Tsitsipas, is this the new king of clay?
Let me say this. What has happened to the world of tennis in recent years, after having the traditional names, the household names like Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, the next name coming on board now is Stefanos Tsitsipas, and I can tell you he's here to stay. He's becoming the new king of clay. And like you have said also, that Rafael is getting slower and slower as he's aging. So this guy is younger, he's faster, he's stronger. I mean, he's just going haywire now. And I think the other big boys needs to get very, very prepared whenever they want to face him.
Former Liverpool manager and new Everton boss, Rafael Benitez, has said he will fight for his new club, claiming that Liverpool is my city. The Spaniard, who managed Liverpool from 2004 to 2010, as well as English sides Chelsea and Newcastle United, also defended calling Everton a small club. In 2007, following a draw at Anfield, Benitez, who won the Champions League with Liverpool, Europa League with Chelsea, and gained promotion to the Premier League with Newcastle, was announced Everton manager on the 30th of June.
To be fair, the Evertonians around my place, they are quite happy and they were very supportive. Even the Liverpoolians, they were accepting that there is a chance and it's an opportunity for me to come back to the Premier League, to compete for something. So it was quite good. Talking about the banners, we can talk about 1-2 people, you never know. So then I think it's better to think about positive, how a lot of people were encouraging me to do well. I'm happy with that. No, for sure not. I was convinced when I decided to say yes, or even when I decided to start talking, I was convinced that it's a great opportunity. And for me, it's this challenge. So it's not something that I'm scared, it's the opposite. So it's I want to win, I want to do well. And what means to win? So what I said before, starting with the first game and see what happened the second one, the third one. So that is to be competitive for me, is to be ambitious and try to do my best in every single game. So I'm sure that we will do it, and I'm sure that we can do well. I said before that it depends on the context. It's a long time ago, you are fighting for your club, and then it's what I will do now. So if you are the manager, you have to defend your club in any context. In this case, I will fight for Everton. I will try to do my best every single game, and I will try to compete against anyone. So I'm really pleased that this club is getting bigger and bigger, and I'm happy with the idea that we can challenge and we can compete, and I will fight for that. I can see in Liverpool, Liverpool is my city. We have very good connections in the red side, in the blue side, and now obviously a lot of people in the blue side, they will be pleased if I am successful. So I don't see a big issue. I think that the fans appreciate that we will be here working really hard for the team, for the club, and then if we can do well, nobody will be talking about that, what happened in the past. So I'm thinking about the future. I know that they want me to be successful, and I am sure that we can do it. Yeah, that is football, and football is quite emotional. So everybody will have their own opinions. But the only thing I can say is that what I said before in some of the questions is just that I will fight for my team like I did in every place that I was working. And then for me, it's a challenge. For me, it's a great opportunity to do well in the Premier League and to show everyone that we can compete, we can do well, and I will be the first one to be there, pushing and pushing to be sure that we can get what we want, that is 3 points in any game, or maybe go as far as we can in the cup competitions. Yeah, I will tell you that I have had conversation with some senior players. I'm really pleased because all of them, they are ambitious, but all of them, they realize that something was missing this something that was missing is what we have to be sure that we find. And for me, it's just the winning mentality that there has to be from the first day until the last day. So normally, if you win trophies, if you compete for something, it's at the end of the season, and it's when you have to be stronger. We have experience doing that, and I am confident that we will do it. And the mentality, the conversation with these senior players has been more or less in this direction. So they want to do well. They are desperate to be sure that we can improve, and in the positive way. So I think it's a very good thing for me that you have these players, that they will carry on, they will continue pushing, and it will be an example for the young players. Hopefully, that is what I am expecting. We really don't talk. I am sure that your friends will be asking me about players, this one, the other one. I think it's important now to talk about the team, the ideas, more than individuals. So everybody has to keep training, do their jobs, and we will continue looking for the best options for improving the team. But we expect to don't talk about the individuals, but it's not fair for the other players. To be fair.
Okay, I think due to network issues, Shayo is out, but of course we'll try and get him back. But that was Rafael Benitez. He's the new coach of Everton. The reason why I played that for you extensively was because there was a point that Liverpool played Everton in an English Premier League match. That match ended in a draw, 1-1 draw. And Benitez said he's disappointed in his players because they lost to a small club. How can they draw? That, as far as he's concerned, it was a loss for him to get a draw against Everton, a small club, he called it then. Today, Rafael Benitez is the coach of Everton. That small club, then. How time flies and how life can treat you, or things can come back at you. Hundreds of people took the knee in support of victims of racism next to a defaced mural of England's soccer star Marcus Rashford. Soccer fans stepped up to defend the striker by covering the racist abuse scrawled on the mural in Manchester with messages of love and support for a hero who they said was a national role model. Black players Rashford, Jadon Sancho and Bukayo Saka were racially abused after they missed penalties in a shootout with Italy, which settled Sunday's Euro 2020 finals. Rashford posted photographs of letters from children who said they were proud of him. Shaya, welcome back.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, Shaya, I played Rafael Benitez a few minutes ago. This was the same Rafael Benitez who insulted Everton some years ago, saying, how can Liverpool draw with Everton? How? That is a small club like that. But now he's the manager of that so-called small club today.
Well, I want to speak maybe in defense of Rafael Benitez now. I think you have to do what you have to do to get the results you want or you desire from the current crop of players you have. And being a coach, Liverpool, we all know Liverpool is a much bigger club than Everton. So from that point of view, you should be able to understand what he was trying to say. I'll give you a precedence also. Samuel Eto'o feels when he was at Barcelona, he said that there is one coach he will never play under, and that is Jose Mourinho. The next season, they had a swap deal, Eto'o and Zlatan. Zlatan went the other way. Eto'o came to Inter Milan. And Eto'o said that he is actually under the best coach in the world. So players, coaches can say a whole lot of things at the moment, but the future, it can change. And that's why they say there is no permanent enemy. So it depends on how you want to see it. But the truth is, Everton is not as big as Liverpool. So from that point of view, I think he was very angry at his players.
Okay. Now, what we say on the streets, is Igara. And I think Chelsea are doing more of Igara these days, really, because Olivier Giroud is having a medical this morning ahead of his permanent move to AC Milan. This morning, the Chelsea forward arrived at the La Madonnina clinic around 8 a.m. Italian time. The striker will sign a 2-year contract with a transfer fee of around 1 million plus. in bonuses, subject to a number of appearances and qualification for the Champions League. Now, is this Igara? They have Timo Werner now, Hakim Ziyech. They've got Christian Pulisic. And they allow a very good striker, very experienced striker in Olivier Giroud to go. Who doesn't look the way of a team like Manchester United, who actually are depending on an old, experienced warhorse like Edison Cavani? How can you let Olivier Giroud go?
Well, the only reason why I think they would allow Olivier Giroud leave is because they're expecting a marquee signing, maybe Erling Haaland. That's the only reason. Because if you look at it, if a player has to leave Chelsea in the attack line, it has to still be Olivier Giroud. No disrespect to him. He's done his best. He's given his all, both for Arsenal, for Chelsea, and for France, to be honest. But I feel Hakim Ziyech still has a lot to prove. Like you said, Timo Werner also is versatile. He can play on both wings. He can also play as a centre forward. But these are things that are lacking in Olivier Giroud. Not forgetting the fact that he's also not getting younger. He's old. He's in his 30s, and he's not as mobile as the rest. So these are the reasons why. But I think they can get their man if they bring out the money. I think they'll be able to get Haaland.
Okay, now. A popular saying that we say everywhere across the world: the stone the builder refused. Jesse Lingard, that's his name, goes on loan from Manchester United, goes to West Ham, becomes Superman there, becomes something else in West Ham. And I think Man U are looking towards his way again. But we hear that will he stay at Man United or return to West Ham? And we hear Atletico Madrid as somewhere lurking in the corner.
It's really dicey now. I think Jesse Lingard going to West Ham was a big fish in a small pot. It's surprising because this was the same player that failed to register a goal or an assist in over a year, and all of a sudden he left the club on loan and went to West Ham. He was the king of all kings over there in West Ham. So I think if he comes to United, where will he play? Can he upset the likes of Bruno Fernandes? The answer is no. Can he upset the likes of Paul Pogba? The answer is no. So Lingard, just because of his game time, because of his England career too, I think he just has to leave.
Or even Jadon Sancho. Who will he be?
Sancho, thank you very much.
That's all right.
He doesn't have a spot in United at the moment, because if you look at Lingard's statistics, his stats has not really helped him at United. And I also think Lingard has his best game playing days or playing era in the Osimhen era. I mean, Mourinho utilized him in several positions in the middle, in the attack, and he was fruitful. But under this new terrain, this new tenure, I don't think Lingard has a spot or a place. Even the likes of Donny van der Beek, he's still yet to start for United. So where is Lingard going to play? So you understand the point Lingard is coming out from now. He doesn't want to sit on the bench and look at his other teammates playing. He wants to do the playing himself, and that's why I think he should take a move.
But before we go on the show today, looking at Manchester United now, Lingard, of course, we won't advise him to come back to Man U right now. They've got Jadon Sancho has arrived.
Yep.
Donny van der Beek is not getting regular playing time. Daniel James. These are very good players. I don't get playing time. Shayo, thank you very much for joining us this morning on the show. Thank you very much.
The pleasure is always mine. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a Friday morning. The weekend is here. Rest is near. Plus Sport and Plus TV Africa. Join us same time, Monday. Same station on Plus Sports and Plus TV Africa. My name is Wale Scott. Like I always advise you at the end of every show, if not for anything, at least for your heart, do some sports.